From punching a player in the face to sleeping with another player's mom, these are 10 times NBA players went too far. So let's start with Draymond Green, because he has a secret problem that almost got him kicked out of the NBA. See, it all started in the 2016 playoffs, when Draymond intentionally kicked a player's nuts.
Putting a move on Adams, and he is fouled. It's the leg, guys. Watch the leg.
That was just dirty. But only 1 year later, Green had his next viral moment, but for the wrong reasons. He found himself in a fight with then Wizards player Bradley Beal and ended up having his jersey completely ripped.
And Draymond's jersey's ripped in half.
People started to notice Draymond's problem, but after being fined $25,000 for the incident, he had to step down for a while. Until in October 2022, Draymond struck again, literally. He punched his own teammate, Jordan Poole, in the face, and this is how he looked afterwards. Now it was obvious to everyone, Draymond had an anger problem. He couldn't control his frustration. But that was actually just the beginning, because it wasn't until 2023 that Green got into real trouble. After stomping on a player's chest for no reason at all, people were confused, but that's when Draymond did the unthinkable.
Draymond came in to defend Clay. This got out of hand very quickly.
Come on, this isn't some martial arts competition. Green was getting mean, so the NBA had to do something. After chokeholding a player, he was suspended for 5 games, but even that didn't stop him, because just a few weeks later, he did this.
Oh man.
Well, that's going to be a flagrant.
At this point, Draymond was just out of control, so the NBA suspended him for an unspecified amount of time, because Green definitely went too far. But at least Draymond didn't threaten someone's children like Carlos Boozer did. See, Boozer is known for actually being a good player in his time and using black shoe polish wax to fix the bald spots in his hair. So on March 30, 2013, Boozer's team was facing the Dallas Mavericks and he was feeling himself. Maybe a bit too much, because after he made a shot and got the foul, this happened.
Boozer, strong move in the lane and had enough to get it to go.
I'm just wondering how the ref is still standing. He got hit right below the belt. This man really has some balls of steel. I mean, look at him, he's laughing after that. But things don't always end that well, because one guy went from playing in the NBA to sleeping on the street. This is Delonte West. He spent 9 seasons in the league and was actually a good role player. The world got to know him when he joined the Cavaliers and played alongside LeBron James. Everything went good, until all of a sudden the rumor spread that Delonte was sleeping with LeBron's mom. But while this was bad for his reputation, it actually wasn't the reason for his downfall. His behavior was. Delonte got angry for no reason and even yelled at his own teammates. This first led to a suspension, but after he went at his teammates again, the team waived him. The problem was that no other team wanted him either. Then, after also struggling with substance abuse, Delonte's life just got worse and worse. A few years later, and no one knew what happened to him. Until...
I'm real president.
Okay.
I'm right now. I'm acting leader.
A video of him went viral where he seems to be homeless and completely on drugs. Delonte went from playing with LeBron to taking drugs until dawn. This story tragically went too far. But the stories in this video get even crazier. Just like our next player who attacked someone with food. For this one, we have to look at J.R. Smith, because he has a story he doesn't want the world to know. See, throughout his career, J.R. has done some stupid things, like forgetting to score in a playoff game, or untying opponents' shoes multiple times and having to pay $50,000 because of it. Now, 50 grand for untying some shoes sounds like an overreaction from the NBA. Even JR knows that.
I get a call from the league and it's just like, oh man, you're trying to sabotage people. I'm like, have y'all ever played basketball before?
But what he did in 2018 got him suspended. Because one day, when JR went to practice, he was not in a good mood. But assistant coach Damon Jones kept teasing him, until JR had enough. When they were in the lunchroom, he picked up his soup and threw it at his coach.
I refuse to talk about the soup incident.
This is a safe space.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay now because I've moved on. Me and JR, we talked about it and you know, he apologized. But it was the bowl plus the soup.
The bowl and the soup.
And it was the first bowl out of the pot, so it was hot.
Come on, JR, you know you don't play with your food. That's just embarrassing. I guess this wasn't supposed to end well. Okay, I'm sorry. But while JR only got suspended for 1 game, our next player literally got banned for life for a single hand gesture. See, I bet you never heard of Ivan Johnson. That's because he only played 2 seasons in the NBA, and while he wasn't a star, he had his highlights though.
Willie Green's had the hot hand. Ivan, and stolen.
So after his stint in the NBA, he took his talents to other basketball leagues, firstly playing in Korea. But this is where things get really weird. In one game, Ivan grew frustrated and pointed his middle finger towards a referee. Now, in the NBA, the player would have been fined and moved on with his career. But Korea is just different. This one incident wasn't enough to fine him or suspend him, but ban him for life in the entire Korean basketball league. But wait, the story goes on. A few years later, Johnson played in the Philippine League, and there, history repeated itself. He yelled at the association's commissioner, and this, again, was enough to get him permanently banned. Like, are you serious? I don't know about you, but in my opinion, the leagues definitely went too far on him. Now, being banned from a league is one thing, but suffering a punch that almost kills you is something else. This video with a quality worse than my jump shot shows the only moment in NBA history where a player almost died on the court. It was a game between the Lakers and Rockets in 1977. The guy punching was 𝐾𝐿 Washington. The guy receiving the punch was Rudy Tomjanovich. Now, what looked like a normal knockout almost cost Rudy his life. The blow shattered his face and inflicted life-threatening head and spinal injuries. That included a fractured skull, a broken jaw, a broken nose, other facial injuries, and leakage of spinal fluid. Luckily, Tomjanovich had successful surgery, was able to recover completely, and even played 3 more seasons in the NBA. Now, I understand that Washington was trying to protect his teammate there, but randomly punching Rudy in the face with full force? That was taking things too far. But while he punched a man in the face, Dillon Brooks likes to punch players somewhere else. In fact, he is so disrespectful that his actions are constantly below the belt. Literally.
And now Tice and Brooks have some words with one another.
That punch in the nuts was clearly intentional, but it got him ejected from a preseason game, so no big deal. Oh wait, there's more.
With Utah, so they've seen each other a lot. Mitchell threw the ball and then came up and shoved him and then threw him down.
Come on man, another groin punch? At least this one got him suspended for 1 game. But it's still nothing in comparison to his last attack. Because on his 3rd try to hurt someone's children, he messed with the wrong guy, LeBron James.
We've seen Draymond Green adjudicated for his history.
This one had consequences. Because that strike happened in the 2023 NBA playoffs. And after also trash-talking LeBron, Brooks lost the series. But shit really hit the fan after the incident. Because the Grizzlies decided they had enough of Brooks' misbehavior and kicked him from the team. So it's safe to say that Dillon's nut punching hobby definitely went too far. Now, if you don't want to get hit in the balls, then I strongly advise you to subscribe to this channel. Come on, help me out here. But for now, we only have 3 more stories to go. And I'm just saying, the last one is the craziest. But for our number 3, the NBA fined a man more money than most people make in their entire lifetime. This is Donald Sterling. He was the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers from 1981 until 2014. And the reason he has been punished by the NBA is that he's a racist.
Do you think he's a racist?
Of course he is.
This guy might be a good businessman, but sometimes he does really stupid things. When he signed Elgin Baylor, the guy you just saw in the clip, as general manager of the Clippers, he didn't even know that Baylor played in the NBA. But this wasn't the problem though. The world found out about his big secret when audio was leaked between Sterling and his girlfriend, where he made some remarks that he doesn't really like black people.
Yeah, it bothers me a lot that you want to broadcast that you're associating with black people.
And as if this wasn't enough, he also critiqued his girlfriend after she posted a photo on Instagram with Magic Johnson.
Put them on Instagram so the world has to see it, so they have to call me. And don't bring them into my games, okay?
This had the world going crazy. Celebrities like Snoop Dogg and even President Obama reacted to it.
A message to the that own the Clippers, you red, white bread chicken. Your mama and everything connected to you, you racist piece of
Damn, Snoop Dogg went at him. Finally, Sterling was fined $2.5 million and was banned for life from the NBA because his remarks simply went too far. But for our second last story, things are getting serious because one player almost killed his coach. Chances are you've never heard of Latrell Sprewell. He was actually a good NBA player, averaging over 20 points per game in multiple seasons and being a reliable scorer. But unfortunately for him, he became more known for his controversies. One time, he was offered a $20 million per year contract and said that this wasn't enough to feed his family. Yeah, I wonder what his family looks like. He probably goes to 5-star restaurants to feed his children. Anyways, Latrell's worst mistake was yet to come. During a practice, his coach PJ Carlesimo told him to throw better passes. Sprewell responded by saying he was not in a good mood and warned his coach. But when Carlesimo approached, Latrell choked him for a good 10 to 15 seconds. But this is the funny part, crazy part. Only 20 minutes later, Latrell came back and punched him in the face. And while this ended up with the team cancelling his contract, there was a good ending for Latrell, as he still had multiple productive seasons in the NBA. But unfortunately, things don't always go that smooth. Like our last NBA player who tried to commit suicide. See, Dennis Rodman was always a special personality. From dyeing his hair, to dressing as a woman, to partying in Las Vegas in the middle of the season. He's done it all. But suicidal thoughts were never on his agenda. Until in 1993, everything changed.
I believed he had the capability of ending his life right then.
Rodman got divorced from his wife Annie Bakes after only being married for 82 days. Mentally, Dennis was in a dark spot. So one day, he took his gun with him. And after the game, he went to his truck and just sat there with the gun in his hand, thinking about whether he should take his life or not. But there was this music playing. Rodman was listening to his favorite band and luckily decided not to pull the trigger. So he fell asleep, and the next thing he witnessed was waking up with the police next to him. So fortunately, this story did end well, but Rodman almost went too far. Now, I have something to tell you. You would really take things too far if you decided not to watch this video. These are NBA players versus regular people. Seriously, watching NBA players destroy normal guys is just way too fun not to watch. So just click on the video, I'll see you there.